And it's Friday, guys, and you know what that means. It is Friday Night Lights live on the campus of Arkansas Tech University here at Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium. It is week 2 of FNL on CSN. Alex Gallion here. Join alongside me is, of course, the guy you'll hear me all season long call football with. It's Nathan Pankey.
Alex, what a wonderful environment we've got ourselves into here in a wonderful campus, Arkansas Tech University, home of the Wonder Boys, and it's a great night for some football. Salem taking on Prescott tonight. This is a big matchup. When we talked about it all week. We even talked about it on our podcast, Beyond the Ball, on Thursday, about how these teams have faced each other 2 times last year, and they shared a win each. It's 1-1 in the past 2 years. So this is really a big game for both of these teams, and they certainly could meet each other later on in the year.
A massive, and I mean massive, Class 3A non-conference matchup. And as Nathan just mentioned, both these teams played twice last year. This time last year, exact same week, same time last year, was played at Hendrix College. That time, Prescott won 31-22 over the Salem Greyhounds. And then obviously in the the quarterfinals of the Class 3A state tournament, November 22nd, Salem beat Prescott 16-10 in a very, very close matchup, Nathan. And I'm sure Prescott still has that game on their mind.
Yeah, and in a one-score affair, 16-10. There's nothing in that. Last year, though, I would like to mention, when Salem did lose to Prescott, Caden Brink was not there. He had 1 carry for 6 yards. Hopefully, he can get himself more involved tonight. And he had a great game last week against Pocahontas. Last year against Prescott, like I mentioned, he had 1 carry, 6 yards. But last year in total, he had 6.7 yards a carry, 20 touchdowns, and 1,400 yards, nearly 1,500. So. Big part of their offense now, as is Jackson Taylor. Last year versus Prescott, he threw for 18, 92 yards and a touchdown, but did throw an interception. We'll see how they do tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, as this game goes on tonight, we will have scores around the state of Arkansas, including Bryant versus Newton High School out of the state of Georgia. We'll have Valley View football to talk about as they take on Searcy at Searcy tonight. Jonesboro obviously taking on Joe T. Robinson in a huge matchup against a top Class 5A team. We'll have Fayetteville versus Broken Arrow out of Oklahoma. Highland and Brooklyn is also taking place today, and El Dorado and Camden Fairview is also taking place.
Prescott going to kick off first, it would seem. Salem yet to get out on the field. We'll talk about the weather real quick. That's going to be another talking point tonight. A chance of scattered showers tonight. Going to be 76 degrees as we speak, and just a wonderful night for football. Hopefully we can avoid any lightning delays.
And I know we on the trip here, Nathan, we were talking about a possibility of lightning delays. It actually happened yesterday in the NFL for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys were close to getting that win before the Lightning took that away from them. But we are starting out here as Prescott will kick the football off to Salem. Salem, who last week at Pocahontas actually won the coin toss. Did they start out with the ball last week?
I believe so.
So this week they're going to start out with the ball, and it is Prescott versus Salem live from Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium on the campus of Arkansas Tech University. Week 2 of FNL. FNL on CSN starts now. We'll get across that 30-yard line and across the 40 and is dropped. But, man, huge gain that time from Salem.
Yeah, and almost broke one off there. Only had a couple men to beat, and if he could have had a gap there, man. Opening kickoff, return, touchdown, that would have been crazy for Salem.
We hope you guys enjoy the views and the awesome camera work that we have tonight and the beautiful shots. And, I mean, you could just tell how high up those cameras are here on this stadium, a beautiful stadium, that we have some great 3A football tonight.
You can see number 12, Jackson Taylor, there on the right side of the screen. He's the right farthest man that's not the white cap, taking the call from Coach Weber. They have this creative offense, Alex. I love it so much.
Yes, we talked about it Thursday on Beyond the Ball, this the dominant option that they have.
They're going to come out in split backs. We'll single receiver to the near side.
Jackson handoff, that is to Colton Smith, and Smith is stopped up by a bunch of curly wolves, and they're hyped.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad read for number 12 Jackson. He gave the ball away. He should have kept it. He had a lane out to the near side of the field, and could have been a gain of 10 even.
Jackson's a guy that last year thrown for over 1,700 yards and 13 touchdowns, but rushed for over 905 yards with 18 touchdowns, was 5 for 5 in the state championship game, and was 3A MVP.
This is obviously a run-first offense, as Prescott will be.
Nice handoff. Wow, he's got room to the left side, across that 50-yard line. And Caden Brink, a guy that you had mentioned earlier, who's going to get a lot of runs.
Yeah, and he had a big week last week. 21 carries for 184 yards and a touchdown. Also had one interception on the defense. He plays safety.
That is true. Big interception he had against the Redskins last week at Redskins Stadium. Taking orders from the legendary Coach Billy Weber.
Yeah, Coach Weber has a crazy amount of history behind him. Used to play against Salem at his time in Thayer, Missouri.
Many times against Salem. Of course, offensive coordinator for the Salem team, and he's going to keep it. Taylor will run out of bounds there. A nice pickup there from Jackson Taylor.
Yeah, they tried to run that triple option, and they got a touchdown on that last week, but Prescott going to bring two linebackers to the near side of the field and blitz them both, and that kind of shuts the option down. Prescott last year was one of the only teams able to shut them down on the option. It's a really confusing style of football to play, and they're going to try to run that all year, but we'll see if they can keep their momentum going.
Will be 2nd and 6 here. Ball on the 42-yard line, and single slot receivers on both sides. And he'll hand it off that time to Smith, and Smith only going to gain probably about 2 yards there.
I think Jackson Taylor, number 12 there on your screen, I think he just needs to settle in, make the right reads, and really stop this Prescott defense, because right now they're doing pretty good.
Solid fan base that Prescott brought. Salem, obviously, they had to travel a lot farther than Prescott did, but both teams having to travel very far. Honestly, I cannot really tell you which one's farther. I assume Prescott is. They're down deep in southwest Arkansas. Salem up in the very, very northeast. Maybe more north central, if anything.
Out of the 3A2, Prescott out of the 3A7.
Nice. And that's a big yard across the 30-yard line, and we'll pick up a first down that time from Caden Brink.
I think maybe Prescott's too ready for the option, and they're kind of avoiding to play against this power run that Salem likes to do as well. And we'll see if Taylor can get his arm involved like he does sometimes. They are a run-first offense, though, and they will always be, as long as Coach Weber is the coach.
And Coach Weber was known for that option at Thayer.
And in his time at Thayer, he went 173 and 95, so he obviously knows what he's doing.
Again, singles to receivers on both sides. Hand off that time once again up the middle, and he is stopped quickly. Caden Brink, though, and get another yard or two.
This hasn't been the explosive kind of offense you've seen out of Salem so far.
Especially what we saw last week.
Yeah, last week against Pocahontas, they struggled to stop Salem consistently, and Prescott has done a good job of that so far tonight.
Like I mentioned earlier, we'll have some scores around the state of Arkansas as soon as those teams start to score. But the games I mentioned earlier, no points so far scored.
We talk about Coach Weber all the time, but we got to give credit to head coach Brian Glass. 35-3 in his time at Prescott.
Jackson under center. Will hand off once again to Brink. Brink up the middle and will gain some yardage on that play. A nice pickup there and the first down.
Yeah, back to that power run on the left. Just going to keep chipping away at it, see how many yards they can get consistently. If they can get a 4 or 5 yard run every time, they'll get a first down like they just did. Yeah, and they are in the red zone now, really just chipping away at it, grinding at the bit to get back in the end zone.
8:19 left to go here in the opening quarter at Simmons Bank Field. Quarterback under center will keep it. Try to go up the middle, but is quickly stopped, and the defense read that read.
Yeah, and that's what they've been good at against Salem, but if they can keep going, if Salem can keep chipping away at that power run like we just mentioned not too long ago, it could result in good things for this offense. This style of play though does use a lot of clock, and
I mean, we've already drained a lot of the clock here so far.
nearly half the quarter just on this drive.
Put Salem in a nice sweet toss that time to Brink. Brink will go up the middle again and gain a couple yards that time just before the first down.
It's just consistent, and they really like to run the ball down your face, and they like to involve the fullback, number 34, Colton Smith. Last week, he had 75 yards, 6.3 a carry, and 11 carries.
That is 3rd and 2 now. As they seem to look, they're about to reach that end zone here. Jackson, hand off to Brink once again. Brink is breaking up and is stopped, and his fumble picked up.
We'll see if they give that score to. I don't know if he made it in.
And they will call it a touchdown on Salem, and Salem will pick up the first touchdown of the CSN season.
Very nearly a fumble there on the goal line.
Brink dropped it at the 1-yard line, but thankfully he had a guy to pick it up for him.
Number 6 for.
Now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. This is something that I definitely saw last week against Pocahontas. It worked really well for him.
Watch for the direct snap to number 34 on your screen. No, we saw this last week.
And we got whistles blown. Flag on the play from the line judge.
They're trying to motion number 34 Smith across the field, and Taylor was going to roll right and throw it to him, but they had a flag there.
Salem will be backed up.
So this obviously changes things. Now you kind of have to pass it if they're going to go for it.
Ball on the own 7-yard line. So that penalty will put Salem back 5 yards. It will be on their own 7. Will be on Prescott's 7-yard line.
Smith in the backfield.
Now he is going to pass it. Taylor, haven't seen him throw it a whole lot down the middle to number 6 that time, Ethan Birmingham. Birmingham getting his first receiving touchdown, receiving 2-point conversion of the season, Nathan.
Yeah, Prescott went all in on the blitz, had that man across the middle, kind of like a mesh-style play in for the 2 points.
Well, we're going to take a small break here as Prescott will have the football back. When we return, here is FNL on CSN. To get the ball for the first time here after this kickoff. Ooh. The line judges are going to throw a flag, though, here, Nathan.
See what the call is. False start?
I believe so.
Big number 50, Sanderson, the kicker. They don't really have a kicker on their roster. But
Sanderson is the projected kicker on the depth chart, and Ethan Birmingham's the projected punter on the depth chart if they have to do that.
Yeah, but both of these guys have a second role, like Sanderson on the D-line. He's the nose. Last week, 5 tackles, 2 assists, and a sack. Get him started. Last year, he had 17 sacks. Number 1 in the state on the D-line.
That was Cole Stedman, by the way, who had tried to kick that football off. He's going to be the center for Salem, and they're able to get it. We'll have the ball at their own 45.
The thing about them onside kicks, though, is that you give up such good field position that Prescott's already at the 45. Just the risky run. If you get the ball back, that's big time.
Hey, we'll see a lot of onside kicks in about a month from now when we go to War Memorial Stadium.
Oh, yeah, can't wait. This is a wonderful venue as well.
It is. Got some score updates. The Highland Rebels are up 7-0 on the Brooklyn Bearcats so far.
Let's see what this defense and offense of Prescott can do.
Got a man in motion. That's the coach's son. That's Glass. Way down the field and almost caught that time from number 4, Roderick McKinney. McKinney's a guy who runs an 11.2 in the 100-yard dash. Moved to X receiver spot this year. Coach Brian Glass said working on his ball security. That's the number one thing for him this year, just to get better ball security.
If he was open, if he could have put a little bit more arm under that, it could have been a touchdown.
Dalton Stockton, a guy who didn't even start last year, was QB2. Will throw it downfield once again, and that time way too far out. Intended for number 5, Owen Glass.
See, now they've got themselves in this third down situation where it's 3rd and 10. I mean,
Yeah.
you throw it back to back. It's kind of risky.
It is. And they're too close up to punt, really.
Especially a fresh quarterback like they've got in Stockton. Stockton did not start last year. This is his first year starting. Last week versus Crossett, threw for 11 for 15 and 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, so not so bad, but see what he can do.
He's strong, though, and Coach says he's got pinpoint accuracy, something he's got to work on. His senior year, Glass back in motion. Dalton will throw it up once again to Roderick, and PI that time. Man, the line judge saw that one. I saw it all the way from up here.
Yeah. Being kind of careless with the ball, though, throwing it in triple coverage like that.
Yeah, I was thinking
almost bad.
I was thinking that, too. I mean, Roderick McKinney had over 3 Greyhounds around him. With 6:33 left to go here in the opening quarter at Simmons Bank Field.
And they're going to walk him back to the spot of the foul.
Yeah. Be a first down for him.
Yeah, and Prescott might want to think about running it here. Try to settle in. They've gone all throws so far.
They got a guy named KJ Page who's a dog.
Yeah, last week he had 191 yards on him, but he did not score.
Handoff, and they swarmed him quick, and that was Stedman on the line. It was number 11 who actually was going to get credited for the sack, Dylan Gaskins.
Salem bringing insane amounts of pressure so far to begin the night. They're really trying to pressure Stockton into making a mistake like they have done so far tonight.
Don't have a number. There was a number change who number 23. Could be Rick Kors Jr. They got Glass back in motion. Twins on the right side. Stockton will chunk it downfield for McKinney and almost picked off. That would have been a huge pick for number 5 that time of Salem.
Yeah, number 5, Brink. He had an interception last week in the end zone against Pocahontas. So now 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Brink's a guy in the backfield at the cornerback position that you do not want on your guy.
They're blitzing a lot. You might want to think about running a slant across the middle. Look at the pressure they're bringing.
They got twins on opposite sides, both sides here. Stockton in the backfield will chunk it upfield, and that one
tipped by one of the defensive linemen, I believe.
Good eye on that. It'll be 4th and 15 now.
Yeah, they're going to – if they got a punter, they're going to punt it here. Try to pin them back in their own 5 or so. Yeah, here comes the punting unit, so – David Rabidan.
He's the number 1 projected punter on the depth chart. Looks like it was Kors, though, that had actually kicked that. Kors Jr. was the one that punted that football.
High punt. Going to roll back, and that's going to be pretty good. Keep walking it down near the 7. Good punt for them.
That was great. I mean, that was a good job. Great job from Rhett Kors Jr., the senior for Prescott.
But you really want to see them score after a drive like Salem just had. Now they're going to rely on the defense to stop them, but pin way back. Might want to think about bringing some pressure here like Salem has been doing.
Clock is stopped at 5:33 in the opening quarter. Score update from Fayetteville and Broken Arrow out of Oklahoma. 0-0 with 1:48 left to go in that opening quarter. That's a close game. Look at the handoff. Man, up the middle. That time, Colton Smith with a big gain that time.
Yeah, and they'll chip away at them 5-yard runs. Power left, probably, is what they're calling, what they've been calling all night. Prescott not falling for that option so far tonight, though.
No, they have not. They have done a good job reading the option, and it feels like Jackson's not had the best option read so far. 0-0 from Little Rock, Arkansas, as Jonesboro and Joe T, that score is. And up the middle, not going to go anywhere.
Good stop. Maybe try to get him one more. But,
Still,
Salem's going to try to maybe go for it, but not. I would think about punting here from this position.
Only a 2-yard gain there. The 3rd down and 3. Ball on the 13-yard line here. They got to make a play happen. Only needs 3 yards to get the first down. We'll have a
maybe try to get him to draw a penalty here.
handoff once again up the middle. Big time gain once again from Caden Brink, and Brink, he's been their guy tonight.
Yeah, totally, and he will be all night. Like we mentioned earlier, he had a big week. Last week, 21 carries, 184 yards, and a touchdown. Last year, 1,494 yards and 20 total touchdowns, 19 rushing, and 1 by the air. A big game for both of these teams, though. This really sets up the rest of the year for them. Jackson
under center. Handoff once again to Brink. Brink almost breaks a tackle there, but is dragged down. Probably, I don't think they might have gained a yard, if that.
Offensive line of Salem so far impressing tonight, being very controlling of the D-line, even though Prescott brings a big defensive line.
Second down and 6 here. Simmons Bank Field, single receivers on both sides. Jackson once again under center. Nice handoff once again to Brink. He is breaking tackles up the middle, across the middle, past the 40-yard line for the first down.
Very good at finding the hole through the defense. Able to carry this offense on his back so far.
I mean, he read that like a book, man. I mean, that was perfect. Salem so far, offensively, they looked really, really good. We're going to maybe try to put some more points on the board before the end of the first. Single slot receiver on the closest side to us. Colton, no, that's a key from Jackson. Jackson crossed the 40-yard line and will run out of bounds around that 40-yard line.
Been preaching all night that Prescott's been good against the option, but they call another triple option off to the left. And Taylor's going to gain big on that one.
Yeah, no, Taylor read that read great. And Jackson, he's a guy that's going to have a star season for Salem this year. A little bit of substitution here for Prescott. And Prescott's D-line seems like they're not really getting the play real well. Single receivers on both sides here. Hand off to Caden Brink once again. He'll go up the middle, try to split a man there, and is dropped at the 25-yard line, and there's a dog pile.
Yeah, and them outside linebackers are getting completely wiped out by the O-line of Salem. They're trying to pinch in, but the O-line of Salem is doing such a good job to block that it's futile.
And Caden Brink has gotten so many carries so far just in this first quarter alone. I mean, I think that's the big three of Salem: Taylor, Brink, and Smith offensively.
Yeah, big three-headed monster in the backfield.
Birmingham's a guy to mention, though, especially when Taylor decides to air the ball out. Handoff once again to Brink. Nice read that time from the quarterback, and gain a couple yards on that play.
And if Salem goes and scores, it's not the end of the world because Prescott gets the ball back after the half.
That's
but
true.
Prescott has got to go down and get some kind of points because the way it's going, Salem's doing very, very good.
So score update from Little Rock, Jonesboro 7, Joe T nothing. They got about 5 minutes left in that first quarter there. Handoff. No, quarterback keep for Taylor. He faked his man out, will walk his way to the end zone like it's nothing.
Yeah, number 26 there for Prescott. That's Rash. He did the right thing. He went and got the pitch man, but nobody was there to get the quarterback. So Taylor just runs in for an easy touchdown.
Love the fake that he did there too. That was a nice play. A minute 12 still left in the opening quarter.
Okay, we'll see if they can finally get what they've been trying to do. Watch again, number 34. He's key in this.
Oh, they're moving it down.
Yeah, they're changing the whole formation.
It looks like we got a timeout from Coach Billy Weber of Salem. 14-0. Salem leads Prescott right here on the Central Sports Network. Bank Field, Alex Gallion, Nathan Pankey, 14-0 Salem here. Live from Simmons Bank Field, Thone Stadium, Salem up 14-0. And look at that. Smith is going to get in the end zone, and Nathan, you keep mentioning that their 2-point conversions are working.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before the break, they're going to keep going back to number 34. They have this play where they also motion him across the field, and he becomes a receiver at that point. But they have been direct snapping it directly to him. I'm surprised defenses have not been picking up on that so far.
So, and this is here's the story here. We got about a minute 12 left in the opening quarter. Salem has 16 over Prescott. The last time these two teams played in the playoffs, Salem only scored 16 points.
Yeah, and this offense already chugging away, and just Brink doing such a good job.
They look so good.
Yeah. And they're probably going to onside it here again, so.
They get this onside, man, and Prescott's going to be in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, they've got to do something.
Now, Joe T just scored over Jonesboro, and they're actually kicking their extra point. And they just tied the Golden Hurricane. So Joe T 7, Jonesboro 7. See if I can get a score update from Bryant. They're taking on Newton, Georgia.
Big out-of-state game for them, but good for them. They get to be home. Onside kicks and
you just got it, Nathan. And Salem has just recovered the onside. My goodness. You said it, Nathan.
The only thing about this is this is going to wear the offense. This is going to wear the offense down big. That you can't keep them guys out on the field for 60, 70 plays a game and expect them to perform at such a high volume like they have been.
Well, before Salem just recovered the onside, I was trying to announce the score update. Bryant 7, Newton nothing. See, Taylor just chunked his towels out. He's ready to lock in, man. Up 16-0 in the opening quarter. Prescott's got to do something here. Taylor under center. Oh, he's going to look to air this one out. If he's not sacked, he's able to. He's running away from him across the 30-yard line and will run out of bounds. Smart move from Taylor. Man, how did he not get sacked?
Gosh, he had number 22 across the middle there wide open. He could have, if he would have seen him, it would have been another touchdown for Salem. But good to get out of there, out of the pocket, on his feet. And
that's what's so impressive about Jackson Taylor. I mean, his mobility as a quarterback, but also the arm this kid's got. He doesn't show the arm very much, but when he does, it's usually very consistent. At least it was last year. I mean, he thrown for more yards than he did run.
That is true, but he did only throw for about 40% last year.
That's true. Nice handoff. Once again, that's to Brink. Brink, spin move, will finally be dropped across the 15-yard line. And, man, Caden Brink once again will break off for more yards.
Something's got to happen for Prescott here. They're kind of getting themselves into a big deficit.
Yeah, already just only in the first quarter. And
this is Salem's third offensive drive compared to Prescott, and they've only had one.
I was here last year for Warren and Elkins, and that game was mercy ruled by the third quarter. I hope we don't have to see the same thing tonight.
Yeah, especially for their last two appearances that have been so close. The time before that was a big blowout in favor of Prescott.
That's the number 11 handoff in the middle. Will get into the end zone, and Salem will score again.
Number 11,
that's Dylan Gaskins, the senior, a guy who last year rushed for only 182 yards, will pick up a touchdown.
Salem doing very, very good so far.
Something's going on. Prescott's got to turn it around here. Great job from Gaskins, man. You can see the smile on his face.
They're motioning again, changing the formation. And it looks like they're going to kick it.
That's Ethan Birmingham up to kick for the Greyhounds, the defending Class 3A state champs. Kick is – no, Taylor kept it. The quarterback kept it in a sack, but – man, imagine he got that one out and was able to pick up another 2-point conversion. Yeah,
that went a little bit too creative, kind of relying on the defense to just take a step back and hope that you'll kick it. Trying to get number 6 to roll out to the near side, and wasn't in their favor.
22 Salem, Prescott nothing. We're going to go ahead and stay here on the Central Sports Network. Well, we got a chance, though. Nathan, we got a podcast.
Yeah, podcast every Thursday around noon. It gets posted. And, we've had 3 episodes so far, and go check it out on the website, centralsportsnetwork.org.
Or wherever you get your podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly that.
Follow us on Instagram as well, Central Sportsnet. Like the Facebook if you haven't already, and follow us on YouTube here at the Central Sports Network. We have a full football season and a soon-to-be-announced basketball season. So we're excited for basketball season. I know we just got into football season. Probably don't need to be talking about basketball, but
hey, it's in our future.
It's
in
the
future,
and it's going to be here sooner than you realize.
Yeah,
I mean, once football kicks off, it feels like it's only about a couple weeks till basketball starts. And could they get this again? I don't think they got it that time.
Even still, I don't think it went 10 yards. It's illegal. That would be an illegal touch.
I don't see no flags. They're going to keep it, and Prescott will finally be back on offense here. Prescott, who I believe have only had one offensive drive so far.
One drive so far, and Salem's already up 22.
Yeah, so
haven't even had a chance to get out there. But one thing to watch on this run is that D-line of Salem and the linebackers and how much pressure they're going to bring on freshly bird quarterback Dalton Stockton. He is a senior, but this is his first year starting.
Trips on the close side, single slot on the left side. Glass once again in motion. Stockton, nice pass over. That's to Dalton. That's to Owen Glass, excuse me. And Owen will actually lose a yard on that play.
It'll go back. It'll stay 2nd and 10. He almost did lose a yard there, but something's got to change here.
Ball on the 48. And we're going to see a timeout from Coach Brian Glass of Prescott. So Salem, they lead the Prescott Curly Wolves 22-0. You're watching FNL on CSN. Simmons Bank Field at Thorne Stadium is a site of FNL on CSN Week 2 and the first really official football game for the Central Sports Network, Nathan. I've had a good time so far. We're already one quarter away, and here we go. Salem leads 22 to Prescott's nothing. Prescott, they've got a score here. Stockton in the backfield, and he's being rushed hard, and he is sacked and lost for yards. And I think that was Keegan Sanderson who got a touch on him.
Yeah, they'll share that sack.
All-state returner Keegan Sanderson, 77 tackles last year, 23 tackles for loss, and over 16 sacks on the year last year as well.
And that is just relentless, and that's the biggest part of Salem stopping Prescott's offense so far. That O-line cannot hold up to that pressure that they're bringing. They're bringing 7, 8 guys each time, and you can't get the pass off in time.
It's really tough to compete against.
Prescott's got to come up with something.
Stockton. He's going to air it out here, and that ball actually hit the 50-yard line there. But that was, again, Keegan Sanderson putting more pressure on their quarterback.
Yeah, it's almost seemingly like they're back there every time.
Yeah, it's 4th and long, 4th and 23 to be exact, and they got to punt it.
That's 4th in a parking lot. They're all the way, first downs at the 38.
Back to punt the football once again is Red Course Jr. His punt don't get blocked. Back to receive it is Ethan Birmingham. No, he'll hand it off. That's a Caden Brink, and look at the speed on Brink. Can he get across the 50? He's got to meet a man, though, and, man, flags are thrown as well.
Very nearly had one man to beat for that.
He had beat number 44. He was gone.
Speaking of number 44 for Prescott, Justin Culp, 5 tackles last week, 1 scoop and score off a muffed snap from Crossett. So he's someone to watch out for.
Score update from Bryan, Arkansas, and Newton, Georgia, still scoreless against the Bryant Hornets, 10-0. Let me try to see if I can get a quick score update from Searcy, Arkansas. They take on Searcy 21, Valley View nothing. My goodness, Nathan. That's a score to keep out. That's only in the first quarter, similar to our game. And did you
talking 15-yard penalty?
Yes. Another score update, if I can provide one before they snap the ball off. And I'll provide that here in a second. Taylor, hand off to Cole. No, Taylor's going to keep it, rolling left, getting across the 50-yard line, trying to pick up blocks, and we'll run out of bounds. And that's the high IQ of Jackson Taylor. I mean, the guy is so mobile, and when he's so mobile like that, he sees the field so well. Able to run out of bounds. We'll stop the clock there.
Yeah, they kept him from getting too many yards. By the time he looks for the pitch, there's not enough room.
But he's so quick, man. He was able to get it. Score update from Camden Fairview, Arkansas, specifically just Camden, Arkansas. They trail El Dorado 20-7, and that's a Camden team that we're actually going to broadcast later in the year as they take on Parkview from War Memorial Stadium. Got a guy in motion, and look at that. It was a direct snap to Smith. Smith, that ball's almost fumbled. He almost lost control of it, was able to get it back, though, before he hit the ground. Smith, he's about a yard or two short, I think 3rd and 2 specifically. 2 yards short of that first down.
Even if Prescott stops them, they're going to go for it. So they need like a tackle for loss, something big, a sack.
Something we had not seen today, just a direct snap to Colton Smith. 10-12 left to go here in the second quarter. Hand off to Brink. Brink, look at the speed on. He's got one man to beat, but he's got a guy behind him. We'll tackle him, but we'll get the first down and some. Getting across that 25-yard line.
Yeah, and they're going to keep doing that all night with Brink until he gets tired. Then they're going to give it to Smith until Brink's ready.
And then when Smith's tired, they're going to give it to Gaskins. Yeah. When Gaskins is tired, they'll hand it off to Birmingham.
And,
I mean,
at the beginning they'll go back to Brink. So
they could even throw in the rock. They could even throw in a guy like Connor Muir or Gage Sanders. I mean, it feels like everyone on this Salem team can run that football. Single slot receivers on both sides. Hand off. Yeah, that was the number 16 that time. That's Ryan Daly, a guy, the listed fullback on the depth chart. A guy who I think that's his first carry of the game so far.
Not a big gain, only 3, but it adds up eventually.
Honestly, we were talking about the guys that can run the football. I didn't even realize that Ryan Daly and Aiden Providence are 2 guys at the fullback position that can also run that football. We'll have a single slot receiver to our side.
You say trips, backs.
Yes. Handoff. Up the middle, Caden Brink, and looked like he almost hurdled him with a spin hurdle, but ended up getting tripped up. But we'll get the first down.
What an athlete he is. He's so shifty, Brink. He even plays safety, gets interceptions back there. Big weapon for them. They cannot afford to lose him. Taylor hadn't had to do much tonight.
No, he really hasn't. Taylor under center, though. Handoff, that's to Brink. Brink will get across, to the right side, but a big hit between him and number 6, Trevion Evans of Prescott. That was a huge hit, helmet-to-helmet collision. Brink obviously fine, though, and
they're going to sub him out.
Yeah, good. I mean, he needs a breather.
Yeah, you can see him tugging at the jersey. He's hot.
He definitely is.
Taylor taking a call.
Single slot receivers, both sides again. Taylor once again under center. Handoff. No. Wow, nice shovel pass to Providence. I mentioned him earlier. He's kind of pulled out with his jersey out of bounds, but, man, that's the shovel pitch that I think you had mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
It's not a shovel. They're running triple option. He's making that read on the line. If that man crashes, he's keeping it, and if someone gets on him, he's pitching that ball. They've got so many weapons on this offense. Their playbook must be as thick as the dictionary. What an impressive night so far from Salem, 22-0, and threatening to score again.
7:37 left to go. First down and 4 here. 4 yards to go, and Salem could score another touchdown. And off to Providence. Providence up the middle. Can he get across the end zone? And I think he is stopped at the 1.
Yeah, both line judges going to mark him short inches.
He got hit big, though. Definitely would have got across
and lost
there.
his helmet, so he's going to have to come off for a play.
Yep. I bet that's got to be annoying. Something you can't control, and you got to go off field for it.
He's got to tighten that helmet tight enough. They're coming out quick here.
And looks like they're going to have Brink under center. Can Brink get pushed in? And he can. And Salem, once again, for the 3rd time tonight, will score another touchdown. 28-0 here, Nathan.
Yeah, nearing the half. 6:56 to go in the second quarter, and we've only seen Prescott's offense twice. Again, watch number 34. They're going to bunch up that gap, though, Prescott will. Now they're going to motion him. This is a pass.
Yep. Oh, he's just going to – no. He did throw it, and what a catch in the end zone from Colton Smith for the 2-point conversion. What a dime that time from Jackson Taylor, Nathan.
I've seen that same play run by Salem for the 2-point like 8 times, and they do that big time on film too. I think they did that all last year. Sometimes things like that. It's crazy to me that defenses don't pick up on easier, and again allowing another 2-point conversion, 30-0 with 6:56 to go.
This is a tough spot for Prescott. Nathan, if you're Curly Wolves at this point, what do you got to do in this ball game here? They'll get the ball back at halftime, but down 30-0 in the second quarter. If you're coach here, Nathan, what you do?
Call up something big, honestly. You need your guys to show up right now. That so far there hasn't been a big play on defense for them. And if they can turn the ball, if they can get a turnover, if they can force Taylor into a mistake like they haven't all night, just something's got to happen. They almost got lucky down there on the goal line not a couple drives ago on the one when Brink nearly fumbled it.
Look at here, Nathan. Prescott is ready for that onside.
I would even have more guys down there. Because you know what's coming is can you stop it?
Keegan Sanderson, returning All-State for the kickoff. Nope.
Yep, he's going to kick it.
Can they get it here? And he got that one. He's got a hand on it across the 40-yard line. Will be dropped that time. Number 14 was the one that was able to get that football that time. Big play from number 14.
Very nearly broke that one off.
Unfortunately, don't have a name.
That was
for
actually
him.
number 44, I believe.
Was it number 44?
Justin Culp, who received it there and was able to take off to the near side. And Prescott, I think you got to come out in like some kind of goal line form right here.
Mm-hmm.
Big I form, because that D-line is bringing so much pressure. It's a numbers game. They're loading the box. And if you're not bringing enough offensive linemen, they're going to get through.
Look at this here, Nathan.
They have got 10 guys in the box.
It's going to be a – wow. He is stopped early from Sanderson, and look at the swagger from Sanderson.
What can you even do against that?
I mean, he swarmed him like a bee.
What can you even do against that? Just missed assignments on the offensive line. 6:30 to go.
An attempted direct snap.
Who's back there by the time he got the ball? Again, loading the box big.
Yeah.
Prescott's ready for it, though.
Direct snap once again to him. We'll roll out right, run out right. He's got some speed on him. We'll get dropped before he can get across that 50-yard line, though. We'll pick up a first down.
No, they're just going to make it back to 10 on that one.
Yes.
Now it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 or so. 6 to go in the half, and you got to say, look, they got to score. They got to go do something. I wouldn't even settle for a field goal at this rate.
No, they got to score, especially if they get the ball back here. Getting a touchdown here would put them in definitely gain them some more momentum back here. Direct snap once again. Can he get the blocks, though? And no, he will not. Will he go back for a yard there, Nathan?
Yeah, they're going to lose one there.
We'll make it 4th and 10 now, I think. And they're going to have a Rhett Corse Jr. back there to kick again. Corse Jr. mentioned earlier, I mean, he had a really good punt earlier in this game. Brink missed it. He'll pick it back up, and we'll get across that guy. Can he get a block here? Nice blocks, nice spin move, and kind of turned that punt out of nothing into something a little bit.
Yeah, went off his hand, and they had a guy back there, but he didn't break down to get his man, and he completely missed Brink, and now they're almost down to the 35 again.
Put them in a tough spot. And score update from Hardy, Arkansas. Highland up 14, Brooklyn 5. 5 points.
Yeah,
they got a safety and a field goal. Okay, Salem back out here on offense. And
nice night here in Russellville. Just
yes.
One side of the fair so far.
Taylor, he's going to air it out. That one all the way. Can he catch it? And PI.
That's a tough one. The ball was really there.
Yeah,
but
he was definitely.
I can see that.
He had hands on him, but that was Connor Muir who got.
You really could say if he was using more hands, that's hand fighting at that rate. If he wouldn't have ran into him, maybe I could have seen him not getting that call. He's going to get talked to by coach over there as well.
I think good call by the officials, though.
Yeah, it's the safe call. It's the safe call.
And that's not the
But
easiest
one
call
thing,
to make.
he could have went up for the pick. Now, I mean, they need a big
Yeah,
play right
and
about now.
That's what I was about to
Because
say
he
there.
underthrew it. He did underthrow it, I believe.
That was Wesley Rash that could have went up for that pick, and that PI penalty is going to go on Rash.
But you don't want to try and go for the ball and it end up being a touchdown.
Look at this. Running the triple option once again to Brink. Brink will pick up a first down again.
This is very akin to what Paragould
I need to know how
does.
many rushing yards he's going to have by the end of the night.
There's no telling.
I mean, at this rate,
There is no telling.
200 plus. Brink, and you mentioned this earlier in the top of the program, Nathan. Brink is a guy that did not play last year, who ended up getting injured specifically.
Yeah, he had a carry for 6 yards against Prescott last year. Was not involved at all. They lost.
Missed over 5 games, and now Brink, injury-free. Imagine they had Brink last year. They won the state title without Brink.
I believe Brink played in the state title game. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. They're doing great tonight. 30 to nothing so far.
He got injured. I mean, 1,500-plus rushing yards last year for Brink. He's going to probably end up beating that record at the rate he's going. Handoff again to Brink. Brink, man, great blocks, and he is still up on his feet, almost across that 20-yard line. And the offense from Salem, and specifically the lineman, the O-line, has done a great job making holes for him.
I'm surprised that they have not brought everybody down yet. Seems like they will.
Yeah, with it 30 to nothing here, with 3:10 left to go in the first half here.
But you just know as soon as they bring a safety down that they're going to throw it. Salem's going to throw it on them.
And I think that's what they're mostly afraid of. Brink, once again, I mean, he's surrounded by Curly Wolves.
Finally stopped.
Finally.
How many D-linemen does it take to stop a number 5, Caden Brink, tonight so far?
It seemed like it took that entire 5-down lineman.
Yeah, and what a gritty player he has been so far tonight and so far this season. Really just putting the team on his back. He looked like he might have been hurt or tired or something, and he went in just another play later. So you can tell this kid's got heart.
Single slot receivers on each side. Taylor. Oh, he's going to air this one. Oh, that one intended that time for Connor Muir again. Muir missing another catch.
Yeah, that one more his knees.
Yeah. Score update from Fayetteville, Arkansas. The Dogs up 3-0 over Broken Arrow, the Tigers out of Oklahoma. I think this is Broken Arrow's second time playing an Arkansas team. I don't even think they've played in. I don't think they've even played an Oklahoma
game
team
so far this year. They played 2 Arkansas teams.
Taylor once again under center, and off to Brink. Brink, oh, he's got the blockage. If he can get it, able to jump over a player, getting across that 5-yard line, drop that around the 4. More yards, more gains for Caden Brink.
And be hearing that all night so far.
You know, I swear we read each other's minds. I was just about to say that.
Approaching 2-minute mark on the half.
Officially at the 2-minute mark now. Taylor, once again to Brink. Brink, can he get it in the end zone this time? And once again will find his way there back to the crib at Salem.
They're going to add another 6 on to it. 36-0 as we sit with 1:48 to go in the half.
3 touchdowns for Caden Brink. Can he be CSN Impact Player of the Year? That's my question. Look at the stud that Caden Brink is, man.
Looks like they're going to kick it again. Maybe go for something tricky here, try it out. They're up big, so it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Blocked.
Block kick.
We got a block kick. Will be picked up from almost picked up.
You picked that one. You picked that one up and run
yeah,
with it.
Hey, boy.
He dove on it.
Number 62 able to get that pick up there, but 36 Salem Greyhounds Prescott Curly Wolves, nothing. FNL on CSN returns from Thorne Stadium in just a moment. Back here at Simmons Bank Field at this beautiful press box, this luxury it feels like we have today. CSN here for week 2 of Arkansas High School football here. FNL, first ever FNL on CSN though here.
And yeah, it is a wonderful venue. It's not very nice press box. Never called a game in a press box.
This is nice, man.
Thought I might need some binoculars for this game. I was actually kind of worried about that, but so far I haven't needed them. Finally going to kick it off.
Yeah.
And they're just going to get it back.
Picked up from Salem. You got to be kidding me. Unbelievable, man.
Yep. Yeah.
They did. Salem just got the football back.
Yep. Salem got it.
Wow. Would you consider that a squib kick in a way? Because they kind of kicked it down the middle, but I don't think Salem, they didn't expect to get that ball back.
I don't think he's got the leg to kick it all the way back there.
Yeah.
They don't have a kicker on call. They've got kickers, but they haven't even tried to kick it tonight. I think they went for it last time, but it got blocked.
Salem has looked insanely good, and this is only the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Nice.
Triple option.
Yep, once again, that's the Providence. Aiden Providence get across that 20-yard line, stop that around, I believe, that 21-yard line.
You got to think they're going to score again before half.
At this rate, they got a minute 35. They're at the 21. Yeah, they definitely can score again. I think they're in the 22-yard line.
And if you're Prescott, you just want to ask, what's happened? What's happening?
Well, if you're Coach Brian Glass, I think that's the biggest question. What do you do going in the second half? We'll talk about that at halftime, though.
Yeah, and he's got to have something. In his time at Prescott, he is 35-3.
And not even to mention we'll talk about some of those stats later. And that's across the middle, up the middle, dropped, I believe, that 6-yard line, and another rush that time from Colton Smith. But you mentioned it earlier. And, 58-7 and total, including playoffs for Brian Glass. And this is a team that over the years, over the past few decades, gone over 83-30 in the playoffs, 26 conference championships, and 5 state titles. At one point in the 70s, they had a three-peat.
Actually have them 72, 73, and 75, so
yes.
They got 1 year break for them.
Went back in 95 and 2016, won a state title. And in the end zone once again, and for the first time tonight, Colton Smith will pick up a touchdown for Salem.
Yeah, he's been in the end zone already, two-point conversions, but there's his first score of the night. And 42-0.
They make it 42-0. And safe to say there will be mercy rule.
Yeah, it don't go into effect now.
Yeah, when we come back from half.
Yeah. And they're going to motion to kick again, but as we saw the time before last, they went for something tricky. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff out of this playbook.
Well, they get blocked again, though. Here we go. And number 34 got around that from Prescott, but kick is good. We'll make it 43 Salem, Prescott nothing. We're going to go ahead and stay here on the Central Sports Network. If you haven't already, subscribe to us here on YouTube, Central Sports Network. Like the Facebook as well. That is Central Sports Network. And follow us on Instagram, Central Sports Net. We talked about it earlier, Beyond the Ball, delivering a new weekly podcast on the Central Sports Network. Myself and Nathan talk about cultural impact and sports, cultural impacts and overall high school football culture, just high school sports culture in general on Beyond the Ball. our episodes every week, weekly interviews with coaches, players, etc., and all that fun stuff that is. Find the Beyond the Ball podcast wherever you get your podcasts or centralsportsnetwork.org.
It is a great listen.
It's fun to make it.
It is fun
I've
to
had
make
a really
it.
good time.
I've been having a blast making it. Having a blast making this broadcast as well tonight. Just kind of a one-sided affair, really.
Yeah, but Prescott, they still have both teams. I don't know why I said just one. Both teams, they still have 2 quarters worth of play left. Anything can happen.
True, that is true. Anything can happen. That one a big, deep kick, but.
And he's going to get stopped. And look at maybe face mask? I don't know if you saw that. Prescott grabbed one of the Salem players by the face mask.
You have got to go down.
At that point, I mean, you're not gaining yards, period.
Yeah. Now they're back. He was up to the 25. That's a touchback. Now all the way back at the 10.
Prescott has had a tough time tonight in Russellville. And
they'll want to shake this from their memory, definitely, after this week. And even still next half, I would forget about anything that happened tonight so far. 46 seconds on the clock.
Nearly. It's like we can hear everything on that field. Prescott here on offense got a man in motion. Handoff. And he's going to be stopped quick. Probably about maybe not even a yard gain that time from number 23 there.
A little end around almost.
Clock's going to roll here, though, with less than 30 to go in the first half here.
I would not play it very risky at all. 20 seconds on the clock.
Stockton. Back in the backfield, will roll out, run out, and stopped quick, but nice little decent gain there that time from Dalton Stockton, the senior. But, Nathan, I think that's going to run out the half here. And we've been through 2 quarters of action here on the Central Sports Network. Salem Greyhounds 43, Prescott Curly Wolves nothing. When we return here, we will have halftime action with myself and Nathan Pankey. You are watching Friday Night Lights live here on CSN from Simmons Banks Field at Thone Stadium.
imprinted on your heart. I swear, at times you make me angry, but I know that it could always be worse, be worse, be worse. Baby, now I'm trying to. Ooh, you wanna come and get me, kick me down and make me hurt myself. Oh no, you will never forget me. I'm imprinted on your heart. I swear, at times you make me angry, but I know that it could always be worse, be worse, be worse. Baby, now I'm trying to.
We are back live here at Simmons Bank Field on the campus of Arkansas Tech University, specifically at Thone Stadium. Salem 43, Prescott nothing. Nathan, what is going on with the Curly Wolves?
It's hard to say. That this was supposed to be a very close game, and this was arguably one of the games of the week, potentially the game of the week in 3A, but so far it's been all Salem. That just the defense of Salem has been able to shut down Prescott completely all night long, and you got some scores if you want to talk about them real quick.
Real quick though, before we talk about scores, Nathan, if you don't know what the mercy rule is, and it's going to go in effect when we come here for second half of action, Nathan, explain mercy rule.
Yes, you can see on the top left of your screen in Arkansas high school football, the mercy rule occurs when one team leads by 35 points or more in the second half of the game. Obviously, this falls under that situation. We've only got 15 minutes left in our halftime, but Salem up 43-0. So the clock is going to continuously run all the rest of the night. And so far, I mean, if you're Prescott, you've got to do something here. I don't know what they've got drawn up in their playbook.
Something drastically has to change.
Yes, definitely. And, man, we'll talk about these Curly Wolves. Last year, they went 10-2, 6-1 in conference, but lost to Salem 16-10 in 3A state playoffs. And for this to be a one-score affair last time these two teams played, you got to ask what happened. I mean, Prescott beat Cross at last week's 45-6. So, I mean,
the funny thing is, in the 3A playoffs in 2022, this feels like this current score was flipped the other way. Prescott led 41 to Salem 6 all the way back in 2022. And you mentioned 2024, this game, the last time these two teams match up, it was literally only a one-touchdown score. And then first time they had played last season, 31-22. I mean, this score is so much more different, Nathan.
Yeah, and if Salem's to win, that makes this 2-2 in the series. And if Prescott can turn this around, they may very well see each other again in the playoffs later on this year. And we'll talk about Salem real quick. I mean, head coach Billy Weber, this is his first year, and he's 1-0, looking to make it 2-0. He did coach at Thayer, Missouri, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He went 173-95 in his time at Thayer. They went 12-3 last year, 3A state title winners, 6-1 in their conference, not 3A too. They have 5 conference titles to their name, 19 playoff appearances, 17-18 in the playoffs, and their last time they were under 500 was 10 years ago in 2015. Another note about Prescott is actually the last time they had less than 10 wins was 12 years ago in 2013.
Yes.
And, man, they got a lot of work to do against this Salem team, and they just are looking different, Alex.
Some score updates. First going to talk about from Hardy, Arkansas. The Highland Rebels at halftime lead the Brooklyn Bearcats 14-6 there.
That Brooklyn offense is missing their starting quarterback this week. He got hurt on the first play 2 weeks ago in the scrimmage against Truman, hurt his finger. So I believe Elijah Hammond, his name, number 12. They got Leighton Byler, number 14, in instead.
Score update from Camden, Arkansas. Camden Fairview, they are trailing currently to El Dorado 28-14 there.
Camden Fairview had a great year last year, went on in the playoffs to beat Harding Academy. I believe they were eliminated the next week.
Score update from Fayetteville, Arkansas. This is the Fayetteville Bulldogs lead the Broken Arrow Tigers out of Oklahoma 3-0 there, Nathan.
They're keeping that close, and we thought that was going to be a close game, but for it only to be a field goal, it's all defense on that.
Trying to get a score update from Little Rock, Arkansas. The Joe T. Robinson Senators lead the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane 21-14, Nathan.
We thought Joe T. might run away with that one, so for Jonesboro to keep it close, that's a good sign for them.
The Bryan and Newton, Georgia game, I feel like they might have started late. They still have over 11 minutes in that second quarter, but the Hornets lead the Rams there 10-0 over Newton, Georgia. And a scary score here from Searcy, Arkansas.
Yeah, if you're a Valley View fan, that's one's going to be rough.
I cannot believe I'm about to announce this. Searcy 27, Valley View 7. As the Blazers are down 20 to the Lions.
Yeah, that's going to raise a lot of question marks for their future in the 5A East. Valley View will. Searcy, 27, lead by 20 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've still got over 11 minutes before we go back to second half of action from Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium, campus of Arkansas Tech University. Nathan, any kind of last thoughts before we go back to another break?
Prescott's going to get the ball here after half, and they got to go score. They got to go do something, Alex, and it's been a rough night, and they didn't even have to travel as far as Salem did. So this is more of a home game than it is for Salem, even though this is a neutral site. But, man, they got to do some turning around here.
We're going to take another break here. Stay with us here on YouTube and Facebook. Central Sports Network, FNL on CSN returns from Simmons Banks Field in just a moment.
Ooh, you wanna come and get me, kick me down and make me hurt myself. Oh no, you will never forget me. I'm imprinted on your heart, I swear. At times you make me angry, but I know that it could always be worse, be worse, be worse. Baby, baby,
inside Simmons Bank Field on the campus of Arkansas Tech University here at Thorne Stadium. Alex Gallion, Nathan, thank you. Salem 43, Prescott nothing. We've got we are about to kick off for Salem.
I think the goal right now for Prescott is going to be to stop the D-line of Salem. That so far they just have been unable to get any kind of holdup against Salem and that D-line. That the leader of that D-line, Sanderson, last week, like we mentioned, 5 tackles, 2 assists, 1 sack. He's probably got triple that now. Last year versus Prescott didn't have. He had 3 sacks last year and 9 tackles. They're just bringing a lot of pressure, and Prescott's not been able to hold up to it. Number 18 Stockton, he's really not been well under pressure, and I would like to see that change. This is his first year starting, but unfortunately for him, this is his senior year. So we'll see. They should get KJ Page involved more. Last week, 26 carries, 191 yards, 7.3 a carry, but did not score. And they got to get somebody. Somebody's got to put this team on their back. It's 43-0, and been a tough night for Prescott so far.
Nathan, can you imagine what was said in the locker room from Coach Brian Glass of Prescott?
I think at that point, there's a point where you can't even be mad anymore because you just got to talk to him and be like, hey, we're down big, and you got to go make this a different game. That they've struggled really big so far tonight, and just the lines, the offensive and defensive line of Salem is where they're winning this game.
And that D-line led by Keegan Sanderson, the guy who last year had over 16 sacks on the year for 77 tackles, and guy that has got many tackles so far tonight, and I believe he's even got a couple sacks on at least 1 sack tonight so far, I believe.
Yeah, and he had a sack, tackle for loss when they tried to direct snap it to Gleason, number 23. Last week he had 9 carries for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns, but have not seen much of the same tonight. And, if you're a stat tracker for Prescott, tonight is not the night to – I probably wouldn't be enjoying tonight very much. See Salem on the field there getting ready to warm up.
And Prescott is yet to get back on the field, and the clock in the stadium here at Thorne Stadium, clock is rolling out. They're going to – it's hit 0.
It's a very long halftime.
Extremely long, 20 minutes.
They're still not out there, so you don't know. And you could have argued before tonight that this is a number 1 versus number 2 kind of matchup, that Salem, obviously the favorites to go back, defending 3A state title.
After tonight,
champions.
though, man, what does that mean for Prescott? Because obviously Salem is going to be the unified number 1 team in Class 3A. I think Bismarck's obviously going to have a run for their money this year, but still, the score is so shocking tonight that this changes 3A completely. It flips it on its other side.
And it's one of those kind of things that is this more of a testament to Salem's ability, or has Prescott just really come up short tonight? And you could really say both are the case. That Salem has been so good. They've had a great game plan, but been unable to stop them.
And Prescott finally entering the field now, and I'm gonna be honest, Nathan. I think Salem has drained all the energy from the Prescott fan base, and not only the Prescott fan base, but the Prescott players.
Yeah, you can kind of tell how they're feeling just by looking at them, really. And you got an excited team like Salem's been all night, and Prescott they looked like they were practicing good before the game, but just don't know what's happened to them.
They added an extra 3 minutes on the clock here. We're going to go ahead and stay here live on YouTube, Central Sports Network, Facebook, Central Sports Network as well.
We mentioned that the weather might be an issue tonight. It does not look to be the case. It looks like we will avoid any kind of thunderstorm until later tonight as we
Thunderstorm
sleep.
in Little Rock?
No, we're all good. All clear skies here.
You're our weatherman. Not only are you the color announcer for Central Sports Network, you're also our weatherman for CSN.
Yep, there was a chance of severe storms tonight, but they have not come to fruition. Like I mentioned, it'll probably be later tonight before you get anything like that.
So on our way home,
probably
is what you're saying?
No, I think it'll be well after we get home.
Let's hope for that, because drive up here was long. And
It's not a bad drive, but it's
it's
pretty
not.
long.
No, not at all.
These teams had to travel pretty far to make it here.
Actually had to travel farther than us, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. So
I think Salem technically farther than Salem's not really even considered NEA, are they? More considered.
no, they're like
North Central.
They're out of the 3A2. Prescott out of the 3A7, and man, what are they going to do? That's what I'm curious. That's what I'm most curious about. Is what are they going to come out with? Even their heavy package has not worked.
Exactly, and I think that's the biggest question, and that's the biggest story going into the second half is what does Coach Brian Glass got to do? What does his team got to do? What are they going to change? What did they talk about in that locker room? Because I'm telling you, it was probably scary to be in that locker room.
Yeah, and I've been there before. I used to play football myself, and there were times where we struggled, and I know what it's like to be down there, and especially taking a long trip like these guys have. It just hurts all the more. But Salem's got to be feeling themselves. They've been confident all night, and they're going to go back out on the field to resume play after a long, extended halftime.
So Prescott will have the ball here to start out the second half. 43 Salem, Prescott nothing. As something's got to change with the Curly Wolves.
And you just know they're probably about to onside it here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they've done it many times tonight already. Yeah, so Keegan Sanderson, once again, he looks to kick off, but they have also switched it up and had Cole Stedman kick that football off. It will be Sanderson. Number 23 to receive it there and he's hit hard that time from Salem and has stopped there at around that, say about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that's number 23, Caden Gleason. Mentioned at half,
24.
He had 9 carries for 58 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Ball on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 here. It's Prescott, man. They had something offensively has got to change for these guys. We're going to have split receivers on both sides here. Stockton in the backfield. And that one is picked off once again from Cole Stedman, the D lineman. Is he going to get dropped at the 10-yard line around? And first play of the second half, and it's a pick.
And I don't know what you give that up to. The tight end on the right side for Prescott either did not pick up his block or dumped to go run a route, and he tried to throw it to him and just wasn't able to get it over his head, and Salem's going to set up shop at the 12.
Jackson Taylor, Caden Brink been running circles around the Curly Wolves all night tonight. And that's quarterback Keat. Nope, over to Brink once again. Brink will spin and has ran out of bounds around that 6-yard line. Possibly will even set up shop at the 7.
Yeah, I gained a 4 on that. Nice little pitch to the left side, and these things work and have been working so far tonight.
It's worked many, many times, specifically Taylor to Brink.
Calling that triple option play. It's been one of their key plays tonight. Power run to the right.
Taylor under center. That's a handoff, and man, he slipped that time. That was Colton Smith. That was definitely going all the way in the end zone if he hadn't slipped on that play.
And this, I guess you don't really think about it a whole bunch of it. This is up to the read of Taylor a lot of the time. Number 12 on your screen there on the quarterback. In the huddle, they're going to break and set up at the 3. Split back, single receiver to the right.
Taylor handoff. That's once again to number 34, Colton Smith, in the end zone once again here in the third quarter. Salem will score once again here, Nathan.
Yeah, and that is going to make it a 49-point affair. And the clock will run, even though they're
already been running this third quarter. They look to score 50 on Prescott, man. I guarantee they didn't expect this outcome.
I don't really think anybody did.
Birmingham kick is off, way off, and that's going to make it 49, Salem, Prescott, nothing. We will return in just a moment here. You're watching FNL on CSN live from Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium. .30 to go here from Thone Stadium. Simmons Bank Field is where the action is here, live on the Central Sports Network, FNL Week 2 of Arkansas High School football. And, man, what a game it's been, and it has been an absolute shutout so far, Prescott. Able to receive that kick was number 25 that time. Benton, the junior cornerback for Prescott, receiving that one. Spot that ball there at the 27-yard line. Nathan, has honestly been kind of a shocking game.
Yeah, and for a team that has had such high expectations like Prescott has, I mean, they've had a great history, but so far just not been able to do anything. The offensive line of Salem just gashing that defense, and it's been rough, and they're going to bring a lot of pressure again on the defense. You can see
Twins on that close side here, the closest side to us, up the middle. And he's going to be surrounded there. We'll gain a few yards on that play.
I think if
score update real quick, Nathan, from Fayetteville, Arkansas. The Broken Arrow Tigers up 7 to Fayetteville Bulldogs 3.
Finally someone able to score in that game.
Especially on Fayetteville. Fayetteville's going to be a powerful team this year, and he is stopped quick before he can get anywhere. And, I mean, Nathan, you keep mentioning the powerfulness that Salem's defense brings to any offense, and, man, it is just quite literally unbelievable, it feels like.
I think just off the read that last play that maybe a read option could work. The outside linebackers are really crashing down hard when they read it's a run.
Stockton, he's almost just destroyed by Sanderson, but what a catch up the middle for number 5 that time, the coach's son, Owen Glass. I believe that's his first reception of the game, and a big yard gain for Prescott will make it a first down.
Yeah, you can say that's the biggest play of the night so far for Prescott on offense.
I'll tell you this, though, man. I mean, Sanderson was about an inch away from Stockton. Twins on the close side here, single slot on the left. Up the middle once again, and he is stopped before he can even gain a yard.
They're bringing this insane pressure. They've got like 5 down defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. And they'll send like one blitzer, one linebacker into blitz, then 2. Then they just kind of change the numbers up every time. You see they've got the box loaded here, like 8 guys.
Twins on the left. Handoff once again to number 23. Get across that 50-yard line. He's got some speed on him, and he is stopped. Nice yard gain that time.
We'll mention that this is I believe this is Salem's second-team defense.
I would not doubt that because there's some names on there. Yeah, they're on my second spot for the depth chart.
Some of the defensive line guys are still in, but a lot of the secondary is different. Brink is not out there. Number 34, Smith, the linebacker, he got them to jump.
Wow.
That'll be a first down for him.
Mentioned earlier, Dalton Stockton, the quarterback one for Prescott. Number 18, a guy who last year played under Prescott's quarterback one, was basically quarterback two all year last year. I don't even think he got into a game last year, so really all summer long he's been working on becoming quarterback one. In a high-pressure game like this, it's been tough against Salem. Stockton in the backfield. He's going to look to sling this out across the middle to Glass that time, and second time for Owen Glass, second reception for him. He's been their biggest playmaker offensively so far.
Yeah, they're finally getting a hold of that pressure that they're bringing, running the same play back-to-back. Glass able to get it both times, but can't say that they're going to be able to run that too much more.
Single receivers, left and right, handoff once again up the middle, and is almost kind of ankle tackled there, and I think he will get the first down. If not, he's about a couple inches short. I think the line judges, and they will call it a first down.
Yep.
Score update once again from Fayetteville. Fayetteville now up on the Broken Arrow Tigers, 10-7 there.
After all night, only scoring 3 points, both teams go strike each other.
In a game like this, we've seen 49 points scored.
A lot of offense, but only one side.
Yeah.
But they're putting a good drive on so far.
No, I think they might air it. No, handoff once again to number 23 as he is stopped up and shut up real quick.
He had a hole, but he hesitated.
He did.
The ends of Salem are crashing down very hard. They're trying to get in the backfield. And he had a gap on the right side, the B or C gap, but just wasn't able to get through.
Make that 2nd and 10 here. Ball on the 33. I mean, they're getting close towards the red zone. Possible touchdown. They need it bad here. Stockton in the backfield once again. He's going to have to run for his life as King Sanderson is going to be right there. And Sanderson, look at the stomps and look at the swagger I mentioned earlier from Sanderson. I mean, what a playmaker.
Yeah, we're going to add another sack onto his total for tonight. I believe 2 or 3 now for him. What a great night the Salem defense has been having.
And score update from Hardy, Arkansas. Highland still leads against the Brooklyn Bearcats 14-12. So Brooklyn only down by 2 there over in Hardy. Twins on the left side, single slot to the closest side to us. Stockton once again in the backfield will air that out to Owen Glass, and it's picked off. That time picked off from number 10. He's got some room, will run out of bounds there, and it just Caleb Smith that time was able to get the interception for Salem, and will put Salem back on offense here, Nathan.
Yeah, it's like when it gets bad, at what point
that was the best offensive possession for Prescott all game, and in a moment where they are getting so much closer to the red zone, they throw a pick.
Try to force it in there, just triple coverage. We mentioned that earlier tonight. The same kind of throw into a big crowd. They almost came up with a pick that last time, but
score update from Searcy, 34 the Lions over Valley View 7. Two shocking games. We're definitely going to have a lot to talk about next Thursday on Beyond the Ball.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. We had a crazy week 1, but already I feel like we're having a crazier week 2.
Some definite upsets already taking place here as Salem, they're going to go back here. Be penalized. And timeout from believe Coach Brian Glass of Prescott.
That's the end of the quarter.
Oh, it's the end of the quarter, excuse me. So 49 Salem to Prescott's nothing right here on the Central Sports Network. You are watching FNL on CSN from Simmons Banks Field at Thone Stadium. 3 quarters down, 1 left to go here at Simmons Bank Field. Salem back on offense once again tonight. And, man, what an offensive performance they've had. I mean, everyone's done good. Taylor, Brink, Smith, Gaskins, Birmingham, Daly, Providence. Many, many touches for many, many players for the Greyhounds, and they just seem to probably try to extend this lead. I think they got their secondaries in, though.
Yes, the second team for both offense and defense now for Salem.
It's a big moment for the secondary guys. I mean, a majority of them aren't going to get a whole lot of playing time this year, and they get to come into this game, and they're playing at Thone Stadium. That's a big moment for them. Oh, look at that. What a triple option. That's a number 3. He's going to probably go down for a loss there.
They were on top of that one that time, but good read there.
Third and 6 here. Ball on the 38. Ball on Salem's 38. So I have single slot receivers on both sides.
End around number
84. Wow. Yeah, that was nice, man. Big stop there before he can get to the 50-yard line, but will be another first down for the Greyhounds.
Yep, the big part of the Salem offense is disguising the ball and where it has gone. They like to fake it up the middle and go outside like they did just there, and they like to fake outside and then go up the middle and just play almost like a play-action run a little. But so far been so good.
Yep, first down. And quarterback keep here. Quarterback keep.
He's going to get stumped after a few yards, but.
So Cooper Cox was listed number 9 on my roster. He's number 2. Just love when that happens.
He's going to go back to the huddle, give his guys the call. 2nd and 6. And the clock is running.
Cooper Cox, by the way, is only a sophomore. Last year only lost 2 games in junior high. His 2 years playing for the junior high team, only lost 2 games for them. I believe back-to-back conference junior high champions.
And that's something to mention as well, that they have got a program that with high depth.
Yeah. And, when Taylor graduates, Cooper Cox is going to be moved right back up there to quarterback 1, and a big spot for him. And great experience he's getting tonight as well.
Yeah, this will be one he'll remember and want more of as the season goes.
Oh, a little bit of jersey call. No, I guess
that's fair. That's fair.
Ball will be on the.
Didn't grab him by the pads. He just grabbed him by the jersey. You got to be careful with that, though. You can call a horse collar very easy doing that.
8:20 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Cooper Cox under center. Will quarterback keep it to the left side. He's got speed, and my goodness, look at him go. 2015, 10 dropped before he can reach that 5-yard line. Flags are thrown as well, Nathan, but man, the triple option just keeps working, even for the secondaries.
Getting a little extracurricular out there on the far side that hit him just a little bit too late. Even though he went out of bounds, clock's going to run. 7:40 to go.
Billy Weber's definitely got to be feeling great after tonight.
So far, undefeated as an Arkansas high school head coach.
That's true. Head coach, yeah.
He only got 1 win, we'll say, but I mean, so far looking to win again. I don't know if there's.
But obviously, him coming from offensive coordinating position. I mean, obviously, him coming, transitioning to that head coach role, it's been very easy for him.
Yeah, and you could tell this is him.
His offense.
Yeah, this is his offense. And he did this at Thayer, and they did it very, very well. And He's brought it here, and it's work. It's a tried
This is the
and
offense
true method.
This is the offense they ran last year even.
Yes.
Just a little bit more throwing with, under Coach Josh Watson. Handoff up the middle once again, and Cooper Cox will score his first touchdown of his high school career.
Yeah, and it'll be rushing. And Prescott unable to even stop the second team offense of Salem, and that just tells you how good Salem has been tonight. Kind of unbeatable, really, and this is a warning to the rest of 3A and their conference.
Seriously.
That if you see this, Salem routes Prescott on week 2, man.
Shocking, it really is. The play of Salem and just how impressive they've been tonight, and how quite literally dominant they're looking to be in 3A this year. I don't think they're going to get that 2-point.
They nearly had a false start from number 4, Jacob Dawson, the fullback. Kind of moved there before the ball was snapped.
Salem, though, next week, they got a big game, though, Nathan, as they take on Newport, a team last year who beat them.
Yeah, and I mean, Prescott beat them last year at this time of year, and they look like a much better team early in the season.
Completely different team compared to last year, at least when you're talking about the starts for Salem last year compared to this year.
Something they talked about starting cold last year, and that was really the big story of last week versus Pocahontas. Both teams started cold to begin the year last year. Maybe it wasn't a fair comparison, but so far been nothing short of unbelievable here tonight. I'm sure they're going to kick it down now. That if they onside kick here, I mean, I don't know.
Quick score update from Camden, Arkansas, as the Cardinals trailing the El Dorado Wildcats 35-21. El Dorado always a solid team. They're going to be really good this year as well. Excited to see how they're going to play out. Big hits, though.
Yeah, big hit there.
Nice return, though. Solid return. Almost getting that to that 30-yard line. Ball be spot on that 28.
Clock will run in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah,
we will wrap it up.
Yeah, we're almost done here, Nathan. Had a great time, though, from Simmons Bank Field, Thone Stadium. Arkansas Tech University, a phenomenal university, and they've done a great job hosting this anticipated 3A matchup tonight.
Wonderful facility, and I would enjoy coming back to this.
Beautiful
this
press
place.
box, man.
It's nice up here.
This press box is, it's gorgeous. Oh, wow, look at the arm on that one. And almost caught. That would have been an insane catch that time from Roderick McKinney.
At this rate, you try to score because you don't want to get shut out.
I believe, couldn't tell if that was, couldn't tell who was on him. I think it might have been Muir.
Number 4.
Number 4.
That, I believe, Jacob Dawson?
Linebacker, yeah, that would make sense. Pass out to number 17 that time.
Haven't had a whole lot of time.
No, as the clock is rolling here. Had a great broadcast, though, Nathan. It was good to call football with you again.
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely.
It's been a minute.
You know, football's my sport, and this is what I love to. This is what I love to do. So
look at that rollout, right? He's got some speed on him. Across that 40-yard line, 45-50, and dropped across the 50-yard line, and some speed on that guy. I believe that he is. Red Horse Jr., a guy who earlier in the first quarter had a great punt. Quarterback 2 on the depth chart. He's got some speed, clearly. I mean, that's what Coach Ryan Glass said about him in the Hootens magazine, quick and mobile. Simple as that. Twins on either side. Corus Jr., a long ball, air out. Can he get that one down the sideline? And that one's no good as well.
Goodness.
Pass intended. Trying to see the number. Number 15 from Prescott. So that's the tough thing, man. The number changes. That just happens, man. Twins on either section here. Look at the middle, and he's hit hard though. But you see some of the juke moves from Corus Jr. Guy 6'9", quarterback 2, junior.
6'9".
He is 6'9". That is the same. That's the same height as
That's-
Stemos
yeah,
with Jack Leatherwood.
It's got to be an error. 6'9".
I don't know though, man. He looks pretty tall from up here. He's taller than
Man, I don't know
a
if he's
majority of his.
6'9".
He's taller than the majority of his old linemen, though.
I don't know if he's 6'9".
I don't know about 6'9" either, but that's what Hooten's had him as. Less than a minute to go here from Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium. Twins on either their side. Corus Jr. long ball down the sideline. He's got 2 Salem players, and it's picked off once again from the Greyhounds to put the final nail in Prescott's coffin. And man, oh man, unbelievable performance from Salem tonight. A complete and utter shutout of Prescott.
Yeah, and 55-0 shutout at that, and that's going to end the game. Basically, 30 seconds to go. They might have one more play, and I would take the victory formation on this one.
Yeah, I'd take the knee here just for the respect factor.
What a good night they've had. The clock may run out before they even get a chance to run a play.
Ladies and gentlemen, first official football game in the history of the Central Sports Network, and it's a 55-0 blowout. Did not expect this, and I know a majority of Arkansas high school media did not expect this outcome. As final score, Salem 55, Prescott nothing. What does this mean for Class 3A, Nathan?
Ooh, man, if you're anybody in 3A, any level, 3A1,
they already
1
knew
through 8 or whatever it is, I would take a warning and
they
eat it big
They
time.
already knew to look out for Salem, but Salem just put every team in Class 3 on blast tonight. And at this rate, Salem, they could be looking for a potentially undefeated season, as next week they will play Newport, a game that they lost last year, but clearly this team this year is
different. And just what an impressive night. And the defending 3A state champions, they look to repeat so far. And wow, what a night for these guys.
Coach Billy Weber said that, this game between these two teams has become a huge non-conference 3A rivalry, and it's become one of the most anticipated matchups in 3A for the last 2 to 3 years. This year, Salem, they get the upper hand on Prescott, and I wonder, Prescott, excuse me. I wonder, where could we still see Prescott in the playoffs? And if that's the case, could these two teams meet back up in the playoffs?
And you see them down there on the field. I think this is more a testament to how good Salem is going to be this year. They have nothing short of phenomenal work, especially tonight, 55-0. They'll move to 2-0. Prescott will move to 1-1. And to beat a team as handily as they have done tonight, like Prescott ranked in a lot of people's top 5 in 3A. And this is definitely going to put Salem at number 1. But, man, tough night.
Look at this big old smile on Coach Billy Weber's face as he has led this Salem Greyhound team to now a 2-0 record, undefeated in the state of Arkansas. Next week they head to take on Newport, and just overall, man, what a dominating performance from Salem. Nathan, final thoughts?
I don't know. They have just done such a good job tonight that I don't even know what to say anymore. That was some phenomenal football that I witnessed, and to shut out a team as good as Prescott was supposed to be. Just nothing short of applause for them, and a great job for them tonight.
See us in player of the game, Nathan. I think at this point, if you don't give it to Caden Brink or Jackson Taylor, I mean, it's going to be between those two guys. I'm going to give it to Caden Brink tonight. I think Brink started out incredibly on offense. He's was a total game changer and absolutely demolished the the momentum that Prescott had probably going into this game was completely out of the water by the time Caden Brink had already scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
I'm going to give them the most valuable group position tonight to that O-line.
For sure.
They completely demolished Prescott. It's like they never had a chance in the defensive line as well. You can't fault them. I think Sanderson had 3 or so sacks tonight, and that'll move him up to 4 on the year. He had 17 last year and looking to do even more damage this year. So, Alex, I mean, I've had a great night. I hope you've had a great night. And I don't know. We'll see him on Thursday.
Should have an even better trip back home. But final score from Arkansas Tech University at Simmons Bank Field at Thone Stadium, Salem 55, Prescott 0. Next time you see us live on the Central Sports Network, September 26th, Cabot at Little Rock Christian Academy. That is a cannot-miss matchup. We will see you in 2 weeks' time, back live for another broadcast or FNL on CSN. But, of course, next week, tune into Beyond the Ball, wherever you get your podcast or centralsportsnetwork.org.
It's going to be good,
like
always.
From Russellville, Arkansas, I'm Alex Gallion, Nathan Pankey. We will see you next week.
Times you make me angry, but I know that it could always be worse, be worse, be worse. Baby, baby, now I'm trying to forget you. Baby, I know everything that was about you. No, I'm joking, I'm looking for the bathroom. Round and round, yeah, round and round we go. Picture perfect, but so many flaws that stopped you. I don't wanna ever see you in the same room. I open up and then you hit on all my issues. Round and round we go, we go. Didn't think you would ever believe in me. Now I see your colors, now they're in my dreams. Do I need a doctor? Do I just need sleep? Cause I've been up for almost 3 weeks. Ooh, you think you got to me? All you did was use me. Round and round we go, we go. Baby, baby, now I'm trying to forget you. Baby, I know everything that was about you. No, I'm joking, I'm looking for the bathroom. Round and round, yeah, round and round we go. Picture perfect, but so many flaws that stopped you. I don't wanna ever see you in the same room. I open up and then you hit on all my issues. Round and round we go.